The sport of hunting with a hound is probably as old as man's association with the dog. And that goes back to prehistory, when it was more than just a sport. At field trials range from kids with a pet beagle to the professional handler with a whole herd of hounds who travels from trial to trial throughout most of the year. It's a sport in which anyone can afford to compete. Beagles are inexpensive to obtain, raise, and train. They've got the line, and they're on their way. The object is not to catch the rabbit, but to trail him accurately and quickly enough to keep him moving. As stated in the standard for judging in the Beagle Rule Book, the judges are looking for a proficiency for keeping control of the trail while making the best possible progress. Game should be pursued rather than merely followed. No hound can be too fast provided the trail is clearly and accurately followed. The black beagle is so intent on the line, he nearly goes right through his bracemate. Judges will note if hounds are giving news of their progress by tonguing. Accurate trailing hounds will show a marked tendency to follow the trail with a minimum of weaving on and off, and will display an aptness to turn with the trail and to determine direction of game travel in a positive manner. They're able to trail more quickly in heavy cover and flush the rabbit into the open. Trailing over open ground is much more difficult because it seems the scent is only where the rabbit's feet have touched. It calls for the patience to stay with the problem and the intelligence to adapt to changes in scenting conditions. Now, watch the teamwork as this brace follows the line taken by the rabbit. He took a right-angled turn and dove into the bushes. Although working independently, the hounds honor each other's progress, and when they come to the turn, they solve the problem so quickly they make it seem easy. Here's a brace of good little hounds doing what they were born to do, viewed from an angle that highlights their controlled eagerness, their intentness on the task at hand. From here, there's no doubt that they want to account for that rabbit. Watch them pick a check with but a second's hesitation. This kind of hound work shows better than anything else why Beagle field trials hold so much fascination for so many thousands of sportsmen across the country. A different brace of hounds gets a rabbit. The judges will note that this pair works faster, with the result that they overrun the line at the first turning. They will understand that such overrunning is not serious, provided they recover the line without too much lost motion. As they move on to an area covered by short grass, trailing becomes more difficult, and they have the intelligence to slow down and hang on to the line. The The judges will probably notice that these two have a tendency to swing a little wider to each side of the line. This would not be severely penalized as long as they make good progress. Because there is probably body scent as well as tracks to follow, they pursue quickly in the heavy brush. But when the hounds come out onto the nearly bare ground, the job gets a little tougher. But not too tough for two pretty good hounds. When the entry at a trial is large, the hounds may be run in trios. Under good scenting conditions, this works out well. Unlike brace competition, the judges can decide to have one picked up if it is obviously hindering the other two. In this case, all three are working together well. Watch how they honor each other's work and keep making progress at a good rate. If they work together well, three hounds should be able to pursue faster than two with the same accuracy. These three are determined to account for their rabbit. They show both independence in working the line and cooperation in honoring the other's progress. The result is that they pick this check quickly without swinging or quitting. These three epitomize the words of the foreword to the standard for judging. All phases of the Beagle's work should be approached eagerly, with a display of determination that indicates willingness to stay with any problem encountered until successful. Action should appear deliberate and efficient, rather than haphazard or impulsive. Small pack field trials are run slightly differently from brace trials. The hounds are cast to find their own game in packs of from 3 to as many as 7. When they're running as a pack, the judges will order up the faulty ones, leaving the good workers to compete until they decide which hounds from each pack shall go on to the next series. This pack of 5 hounds provides a demonstration of a small pack at work. You will notice as they work that 4 are tending to business and working with each other, while a 5th hound is just along for the ride. Can you pick out which one it is? It's this bitch, and the telltale tip-off to her confusion is the fact that her tail is absolutely still. When a beagle is working hard, the tail is usually wagging furiously. In a regular trial, the judges would probably have her picked up by now. A small pack can really keep a rabbit moving, and the judges need to hustle to keep up.